In the dusty plains of Nasarawa State, P-Inyang, a lean, bright-eyed young man from a modest background, arrived for his NYSC posting with a heart full of dreams. He was 24, freshly out of university, and eager to make something of himself, even if the road ahead was uncertain. Peter had always been a fighter, resourceful and resilient, determined to rise above his circumstances. But when he met Gladys, he realized that there was one thing he had never prepared himself for: love. It was at the Community Development Service meeting, a weekly gathering for all the corps members, that he first saw her. Gladys was breathtaking, a soft, radiant beauty with a laugh that seemed to lift the weight of the whole room. She was kind and compassionate, always at the forefront of every initiative, and yet humble in a way that drew people to her. Peter couldn't take his eyes off her, and something within him shifted. He had grown up knowing struggle, but Gladys was the embodiment of everything pure and graceful, something he had never known but instantly longed for. Gladys, however, had a warmth that couldn't be ignored. She seemed genuinely happy in his presence, and soon their friendship blossomed into something undeniable. But Peter noticed a subtle distance in her eyes whenever he hinted at anything beyond friendship. He felt the pull of her kindness but sensed the boundary she kept around her heart. One evening, as they sat under a starlit sky outside the village where they taught, Peter decided he couldn't hold back any longer. "Gladys," he began, his voice trembling with both hope and fear, "I don't have much to offer, but I know what I feel for you is real. I want you in my life. I want us to be together." Gladys looked at him, her expression soft but unreadable. She sighed, her gaze shifting to the stars. "Peter," she said gently, "you are a wonderful person. But my path is different. I don't want to give you false hope." Her words fell like a heavy stone in his chest, and he felt a hollowness he hadn't expected. "But why?" he managed to whisper, the desperation clear in his voice. "Is it because of my situation? Because I don't have much to offer?" Gladys shook her head, sadness in her eyes. "No, it's not that, Peter. I admire you, truly. But I have dreams that take me far from here. I want to see the world, walk in places that challenge me. My family expects me to marry someone who can support those dreams, someone whose word aligns with mine." Peter felt his heart shatter, the weight of her words too much to bear. He had always known life would be hard, but this, losing her, was a pain he couldn't have prepared for. In the days that followed, he tried to keep his distance, to accept that she was someone he couldn't have. But every time he saw her smile, every time she laughed or shared a glance with him, he felt himself unraveling. Even though they remained friends, he knew he would always carry the ache of what could have been. NYSC ended, and they both went their separate ways. Peter returned to his village, determined to build a better future, to rise above his heartbreak. In the years that followed, he heard of her sometimes, how she'd gone on to fulfill her dreams, traveling, making a name for herself. He was happy for her, though a small part of him still yearned for what they might have shared. Peter carried on, his love for Gladys becoming a quiet strength within him, a reminder of what he had once dared to feel. And though his heart had been broken, he knew he had learned something priceless in those fleeting moments with her, a love that taught him resilience, even in loss.